I mean, Dak's status is, I would guess, continue to classify it as limited. We'll just continue the throwing regimen and keep building up the volume.
So at this point, with this being the last added practice, is it fair to say he won't play?
There's a good chance he probably won't play. That's fair.
Mike McCarthy saying good chance Dak Prescott doesn't play Saturday in preseason. Game 3 for the Cowboys, preseason week 2. That's one of the things you have to keep straight when a team plays in the Hall of Fame game. I don't expect to see Dak Prescott at all in the preseason, Charean. But this shoulder thing, this lat muscle injury, this thing that has required them to consult with baseball trainers, not football trainers, that's how unusual the injury is. I know he's able to throw some, and I know he's going to be very, very anxious to play week 1 of the regular season. Gil Brandt tweeted yesterday that he was at practice on Wednesday, and Prescott believes he'll be ready to play against the Buccaneers. I wouldn't expect him to say anything else. If you saw him in the first episode of Hard Knocks, he is very anxious to get back on the field and prove himself and reestablish himself. But this is just a weird, strange injury, and who knows at this point when we're going to see him back on the field, and who knows if he's not going to just strain it again. That's the thing. This is such an unknown for the Cowboys and for anybody who's followed quarterback play to have this kind of weird lower shoulder lat muscle injury. You may think you're fine. You go out there and throw a few passes, and all of a sudden you're not fine all over again.
Yeah, Mike, I'm going to the game Saturday. I'm sitting here as we're going through this, as you're talking, going, why am I going to this game on Saturday? You remind me again, because Dak Prescott is not going to play. And I do think the Cowboys have to have some concern about this. As you said, how do you know it's not going to act up again? And how do you get ready when you're not throwing that high volume of passes? And they've got to build back up to that. Look, you're facing the defending Super Bowl champions, and you're facing them on a Thursday night, and your quarterback hasn't played since week 5. That was October 11th of last year, and he's going to get no preseason work. And so I think this team faces a huge uphill battle for that first game, to have Dak Prescott ready to go if he's able to play, and have this team ready, this offense ready to play. I just don't know that that's going to happen that quickly for the Cowboys against the Buccaneers. That's a bad draw for them to start out with Dak having this shoulder problem and coming off the ankle injury. And frankly, there's a mental hurdle. I don't care what they say. There's also a mental hurdle of taking off and running again like you did when you hurt that ankle. That was your last play on the field, was that run, that compound fracture and dislocated ankle. You've got that mental hurdle of getting over that. Practice isn't a game. It's not the same thing.
Well, and Sims thinks that the mental hurdle, just from the presence of the ankle, contributed to the shoulder injury, because Sims sees a different throwing motion. It may be he's digging deeper so he doesn't have to put as much pressure on his back foot. He's doing more with his arm than with his base, and that may have contributed to the injury that he's dealing with. Sims and I talked yesterday, too, about this weird difference between last year and this year. Last year they have Andy Dalton ready to go if Dak can't go. This year it's Garrett Gilbert, Ben DiNucci, Cooper Rush, at least for now. And if you do bring in a veteran now, you're getting him up to speed quickly. Why do you think they don't have someone with playing experience, real playing experience, behind Dak Prescott?
My guess is they didn't want to spend the money, Mike. And when you look at it, they went 6-10 last season when they had Andy Dalton. And I know he missed one game with COVID. He missed one game with that concussion after the Washington game on the illegal hit. I realize he missed a couple games, and you started 4 quarterbacks last year. But Andy Dalton wasn't good. And he's supposed to be the veteran quarterback who's going to lead you and help you in case Dak gets hurt. You think you have a good team, and you have to have that veteran quarterback behind him. So I think maybe they threw up their hands and said, all right, well, we're not going to win anyway. We're pretty much lost if Dak Prescott gets hurt again. Surely he's not going to get hurt 2 years in a row. This is a guy who's been on the field for every single game except last year when he got hurt. So he is on the field all the time. He's always available except when he had the freak injury last year.
Except when he isn't.
So I think except when he ends it. So I think they believe that Dak's going to play, and he's going to play every single game. And if he's not there, they're in trouble anyway. So what difference does it make to go spend big money on a backup quarterback?
I agree with the idea that you only have so many dollars you can devote to your quarterback position, and when you're paying your starting quarterback $40 million per year on a 4-year deal that you're going to have to renegotiate after 3 years and kick it to maybe $47 or $48 million per year, yeah, you don't want to burn cap dollars on his backup. With that said, and to harken back to the quarterback competition in Jacksonville, to the extent that the Jaguars are hoping to trade Gardner Minshew, Charean, his salary for this year is $850,000. So he is definitely an affordable option if the Cowboys want to go that route. But even if you trade for him today, how do you get him up to speed? Now, I'd still go. I'd say trade for him the Sunday before the Thursday night game, and you're better off with him than Garrett Gilbert, Ben DiNucci, or Cooper Rush. So many of these backup quarterbacks, you can flip their last name and their first name around. That's neither here nor there. Minshew Gardner would be a better option than any of those guys. And I feel like at some point the light bulb's got to go off for the organization that we can't go forward with Garrett Gilbert as our quarterback. And I guess you are generally screwed if you don't have your starting quarterback when it's a great starting quarterback. But still, to be completely unprepared with someone that's out there like a Minshew, it's confusing to me.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.